Hey mama, welcome to another episode of Mom to Mom. This is our weekly date where we chat about our feelings and have real conversation about marriage and motherhood. So grab something to drink, grab something to eat. Let's get into today's conversation. But before we do that, if you are new here, you're welcome. My name is Oyinye and this is my channel. Over here we have very real conversations about motherhood, marriage, raising kids, career, just all of the unspoken parts that people don't really talk about when it comes to all of those things. So if this is something that you're interested in, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you don't continue to miss out on my videos. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much. Now let's get into today's video. So here's something that I've been thinking about lately, and maybe you are probably thinking and feeling the same way too. And it's the fact that I miss who I used to be. I do. I really do miss who I used to be before I became a mother, even before marriage. Before I got married and before I started having kids, I had almost no responsibilities. I had responsibilities, but there were things that I couldn't ignore. There were responsibilities that I can say, well, I'm not doing this today. I don't have the time, the energy, the money, the space, whatever it is to do this today. And everything was cool. It did not stop the world. Like nothing got disrupted or nothing spoiled. Everything just went as planned. But now, my responsibilities are responsibilities that I cannot ignore. They are like ongoing things that I must do, especially as it relates to like my daughter. Like that's like the most important one. I cannot decide to wake up and say I'm not attending to her today, she has to take care of herself, those sort of things. I cannot just ignore her. My home as well, there are certain things that I cannot just get up and say we are not doing this today, we are not doing this week. Not like if I don't do those things the world is going to end, but if I don't do them, I just make things harder for myself in the future, the next day, the next week, the next month, whatever that is. So for my home, it's I have to, but I must not, but I will eventually do it. But for my daughter, I cannot ignore. It's constant, it's steady. I just have to keep on doing those things. And sometimes I just find myself thinking about the time when I didn't have these very serious responsibilities, where it was just me. I was living under my father's house, so I did not have a lot of worries then. I did have worries that I considered seriously then, but looking back now, I just know that those things were minor things compared to what I'm facing now. And I'm sure that in like maybe 10-15 years, I would also look back and think, what was I worried about? Like, these things are not things that you should be worried about. But at this stage right now, it's something that is important in my life. It's something that I'm taking seriously, and it's something that I worry about as well. And I just miss those days when I don't have serious adult responsibilities. I really do miss those days. I love my life now. I love my daughter, obviously. I love my family. But I just cannot help that sometimes I feel like I am losing part of myself in this whole transition process, which I guess is normal. I don't think that any woman who got married still retains like 100% of their former self. And I'm not even talking about like the fact that you are married, you are forming like a family. I mean like your independent individual self. They are part of it that you lose, even though it's not like a healthy thing to lose all of yourself. But there are just some certain parts of yourself that you will lose, that you did not think it was going to happen. Like going into marriage, you went in clear-eyed. Well, let me speak for myself. Like I went in clear-eyed. I knew that now that I'm joining myself with somebody else, there's part of us that come together, and there's part of like my individual self that I want to keep. But even part of that, I have had to, or I'm having to change, to tweak a bit, just so that this new thing fits into it. Especially now that we have kids, I'm finding that I am losing, and I think I will continue to lose part of myself in the process of all of this transition, and it's just a difficult thing for me to grapple with. It's a difficult thing for me to balance, but I think that I would eventually become okay with it, as long as I don't do it to my detriment, as long as I create boundaries and know like what is like a hard pass for me. I think I would eventually get over it, but it's just having something that you did not think will happen, just, shake things a little bit, which is good, I think, because now I have to go back to the drawing board and decide like what is a hard pass for me, what is, all that good stuff. I'm going off a tangent here, but I know that those of you who are married, those of you who are mothers, understand what I mean. There are just certain parts of yourself that you let go of when you get married and when you have kids. And for people who even want more, it's like, which is where I am right now. Like, I have one I have one child, and I know that I want more, and I am looking at the level of work, the level of sacrifice that it takes to raise one child, and now picturing the future with maybe one more, two more, whatever more it is, and I'm realizing that this is just the beginning of the task. In as much as I feel like this is taking a lot from me, it's going to take more. And am I prepared for that more? So this is like the stage that I am in my head that makes me just think about the days when these were not the things that I have to worry about. And I don't see like a lot of women talk about this. I know that kids are a blessing. If you want kids, there are things that you long for, and me having been in a position where I had a baby, lost a baby, wanted a baby, then had this baby, like, I know what it takes to have this child that I have, and I am grateful to God for this child that I have. And all of that time, all of that years that we spent wanting, thinking, praying of wanting this child, I don't think that we take into consideration the amount of work and sacrifice that it takes to have this thing that you have, which is where the angle that I'm coming from. We want something so much, we long for something so much, and then we have it and we realize that it's going to take more than we thought it would. So that's the headspace that I'm in. Not to say that I am not grateful for my child, not to say that I regret having kids. It's a lot. It's a lot to raise children. It's a lot of yourself. It's a lot of yourself that you're putting into this child. There are a lot of things, especially if you're the mom. Having kids as a working mom, I work a regular 9 to 5 job. Having kids and being a career woman and managing your home, all of the responsibilities that I have is a lot. And I'm realizing now that some things will now have to take the back seat now that I am in this reproductive, bearing, training kids stage. And they were not things that I thought was going to happen. I've always envisioned myself as somebody who works. Like, I earn money and I have my kids and I have a home. That has always been my plan in my head, but now I'm having to like rethink and restructure certain things, and it's throwing me for the loop. Like, this is not the plan that I had. This was not something that I wanted to do. I did not realize. And I'm realizing now that this is not what a lot of women talk about, at least not in the spaces that I exist. I've seen moms who are career women raising multiple kids, traveling, having this put together home, and nobody really talks about the work that it takes to do that at the same time, the amount of help that you need to do that. And for people who live outside of that help, I'm talking about family. We live in like a different country from where our large extended family is, so there's a limit to the kind of help that I can get. But this video is not for talking about all it takes to have a home, raise kids, and have like a good independent life. That's not what this video is about, so I'm not going to continue to dwell on that. Motherhood is a beautiful journey, it's fulfilling, and God willing it's going to be rewarding as well, but nobody really talks about what it takes from you. It's physically exhausting, the mental load is non-stop, and you realize that you put yourself last all the time. most of the time. Your dreams get delayed, you have to pause some of your interests, and you find that you are changing things about you little by little, little by little, and one day you just wake up and realize that you don't recognize the person that you are looking at in the mirror. This is not something that a lot of women talk about a lot because there's guilt wrapped around it. You feel guilty that you have this thing that some other people want, and then you are speaking negative about it. You are not happy that you have it. How can you miss your old self when you are blessed with this beautiful family? But the thing is, missing who I used to be does not mean that I love what I have now any less. It just means that I am a tangible part of this thing. I existed before this thing, and I deserve to be myself. I deserve to be remembered. I deserve to be a person, to have my interests, not have my life stop just because of this thing that I have. You get me? If by any chance you are single and you are watching this video and you've gotten to this point of the video, my advice to you is to enjoy this period of your life. And if you are a mom who has not had kids yet, enjoy this period that you have alone with your husband, yourself. Enjoy this stage of your life. I promise you, you are going to be glad that you did. It's been almost a year since I had my baby. We're actually preparing for our first birthday shoot. I can't believe it's been 1 year, but yeah, it's been 1 year since I had my baby, almost 1 year since I had her, and I am honestly just trying to figure out who I am now, what part of my old self is worth keeping, and how do I transition into this new phase of my life. Who do I want to be in this new phase of my life? I am no longer who I used to be, and with every pregnancy, every childbirth, my life has changed, and I am still honestly trying to figure out who I am now. What does that mean for me? What is my life going to turn out to be? That's honestly, if you guys can hear any construction noise going outside, please ignore it. But yeah, I was saying that I'm trying to evolve into this new person, into this new phase of my life, and I'm trying to figure out what part of my old self is worth fighting for, what part of that self is worth keeping, and how do I need to transition into this new phase of my life. And I would also like to hear from you guys. I know that I am not alone. Let me know in the comments if you've ever felt like this before. Are you feeling like this right now? Do you miss who you used to be? Let's chat in the comment section. Like I said, I know that I'm not alone, and I know that there are other women who are in our current situation or past situations. Let us know in the comment section, and if there are things that you did that helped you, comment would be a great place to drop it as well. Always remember that you are not alone. I see you, I hear you, mom to mom.